So, I'm not exactly sure where to begin here, but as of today being Thursday, July 3rd, the House just voted, or Republicans rather, voted in favor of stealing health insurance and food benefits for people who are struggling, which there's a whole lot of us out there, in favor of budget cuts for the wealthy. They have increased the national deficit by $3.3 trillion in doing so. In other words, the army of Nazis have stolen from the poor and given to the wealthy. Now, we saw this coming. You know, I generally don't have much faith in anything anymore. But I was hoping, just hoping that somebody in there, somebody was going to have a spark of, or rather a change of heart of some sort. But that would be asking too much of these Republicans. If that's even what you want to call them anymore. They're just Nazis. Between concentration camps opening up here in the United States, and now you have the wealthy oligarchs legitimately stealing money from the poor for themselves. There's just no end in sight. You know, we hear we need to vote them out, which obviously, yes, do not do anything else when the midterms come. You need to fucking vote. There's no more patience or tolerance for those people who protest or vote for third parties or like whatever you want to call it. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up and sit at the big kids table for a change, because look what has been happening. Nothing has improved. Absolutely everything since January has gone downhill, and it is not getting better. I cannot stress that enough. It seems hopeless at this point. It seems that every and anyone who is not part of the 1% here in the United States has just been backed into a corner. Because that's what's happened. And they are, in this bill, they are both attacking their own, being, fucking MAGA supporters who have been blindly drinking the Kool-Aid since the day the picture was made. And just because you voted for this, just because you like Hitler or Mango Mussolini, whatever you want to call him, that doesn't opt you out of being preyed on. That's one of the things that I've never understood about these arrogant motherfuckers who sit there and try to call the left or just the opposition, anyone who challenges the MAGA ideologies, they're so quick to throw everyone in a category. But the thing here is that they are a part of the people who are going to be impacted by this. The amount of MAGA who are on medical benefits, who are on food stamps. That is a large fucking number of people. I know so many friends and family that are dependent on it, that have worked, have put their time into the system, and the system is designed to take care of those people who have worked and worked and worked and hustled and given it their all, and now they're in some hardship, so now it's time for the system to take care of them. That's the whole fucking point of Social Security. That's the point of these systems in place designed to look after one another. Just like that, we are a third world country wearing a first world costume. The wealthy are not going to stop here. This isn't. It's really just still beginning. We're not even like halfway through the first year, or maybe the halfway point, but still, these days are getting longer. You know? Things are not getting easier. I wish I had a shred of optimism to offer, some kind of word of hope. I'd like to sit here and say we're all going to get through this, and I mean, we do have each other, yes, but the amount of people who are going to suffer, the amount of people whose lives have just been uprooted and dismantled for the sake of a bunch of Christian white nationalists cheering because their bank accounts are about to inflate. This is the reality of the country we are living in. You know, it's time to look up from the phone. It's time to shut the TVs off. It's time to put the book down. Not that I'm knocking reading. I read very, very frequently. But what I'm trying to say here is that it's time to not be distracted. We as a people, we have to come together. We have to fight back. It goes without saying, but when you say that, when you say we, while there's so much division, the tribal mentality of the political extremism that has shown its ugly, ugly teeth immediately puts you in a hostile collective against the opposition. So if I say we, as in, like you listening, or fellow leftists, Democrats, liberals, however you want to categorize yourself, or whatever tribe you want to put yourself in, you say we, and immediately your opposition takes offense. So we have all this division right now because of that word, we, but I can't think of a better one. I can't think of a stronger one. I mean, I hate saying it, and I do, but the amount of MAGA that also just lost, like it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. We haven't been your enemy. There's that word again, but these people just played you like a goddamn fiddle. Obviously a lot of us have been smelling bullshit from the very beginning. We over here, a lot of us didn't drink the Kool-Aid and never will, because that form of ideology is dangerous. American Nazism is the furthest it has ever gotten. This is the highest point American Nazism has ever been. And now today they won again. And a win for them is a big fucking loss for everybody else. If you're not there alongside them, wearing those fancy suits and clapping away, and you're not wealthy and white, you're not in that club. Even if you want to pretend you are because you voted for it, or even if you're upper middle class, you ain't in that club. It's not for you. That's for them. They are stealing from you. You just lost. I just lost. I mean, obviously, I'm not one of those people. I wouldn't go anywhere near them. And if I did, well, I'm just going to leave it at that. So, this is a very unfortunate day here in America, and here in the United States. It's humiliating to be a United States citizen right now and have empathy. It's a loss. Emotionally, physically, mentally. This is a defeat. And I'm not encouraging anyone to give up. I'm not encouraging anyone in any way to do anything other than go out and fucking vote in the primaries. I don't know exactly what it is going to take to convince these people to start participating, these non-voters, these former MAGA. You don't necessarily have to align with Democratic ideology, because, I mean, there's a lot I don't like that the Dems do, or better yet, lack thereof. There's a lot that I don't like that they don't do, if that makes sense. But right now you need to consider what's at stake. And I'm sure maybe there's somebody out there listening to me right now who's just cannot stand the words I'm saying, Mr. Right Wing, Red Hat, like this, then I'm not talking to you. I would only hope that somewhere deep down inside, not everyone has lost their spark of humanity. And I realize that might be wishing a lot, that might be saying a lot, but it's heartbreaking among everything else that it has gotten to this point, that in 2025, a year that so many people, at least back in the day anyways, it was so far out, people thought that progress would be unfathomable by now. People thought, back in the 1950s, in the atomic age, people were thinking that now everything would look like the Jetsons, and that, maybe even Star Trek-y, that humanity would have just become so tolerant of itself that we would have been able to achieve so much. But we are not there. We have cell phones. We have nice computers. That's it. We have taken so many steps back. You know, you have all these nationalists here saying, oh, they're not Nazis. They are fucking American Nazis. Sure, that doesn't necessarily make them nationalist socialists of the German Workers' Party, because that is what by definition, Nazi is. But here we have the American translation of that, and yes, by every meaning of the definition, that is what they are. That is who they are. That is who is controlling the White House, who's holding the majority vote. And these people these mind-numbing people who care only about owning the libs have officially done it at the expense of not just the libs, not just the leftists, and not just the lower to middle class Republicans. They have done it at their own. They have done it at their own expense. It's like sinking a ship with your family on board just because you dislike one other person on the boat. You know? It's the absolute and unfortunate reality that we now live in. It's dystopian. All of this is an Orwellian dystopian society. I don't I can't even wrap my head around it. My head has been hurting. I mean, I'd already called it. I knew this bullshit bill was going to pass, and I knew not to read into too much on social media of individuals saying, that's it, you know, the House has enough to make sure that this bill doesn't pass. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. All of these people are horrible. They are evil. They are not working for anybody else other than themselves. They would take everything that you own and have if it meant a little extra money in their pockets. So, I hope we get through this. I really do. I can't make any promises. I won't make a promise I can't keep, but I hope you're doing well. I hope all of you are doing well. And for better or worse, tomorrow's going to be another day. And I'm going to keep trying to reach out to all of you. Sorry it took a little while. I haven't been in a good headspace. And it seems not a lot of us have been. So I wish you all the best. I wish I could end this on a happier note, on a better note, but I think you're awesome. No, better yet, I know you're awesome. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have made it this far into the episode. So, this is Broken Jester, signing off again. Hopefully next time I'll have some happier and healthy things to talk about. I really just wanted to get back to talking about horror movies, but I was finishing up an episode yesterday on just that, but you know, I mean, I still have it. I'm gonna put it out. I'll finish it and master it up and just get back to nerding out about things that keep us distracted well enough to handle the horrible, horrible things happening in the world right now. But you take care of yourselves, and until next time, I love yous. Mwah.